Welcome to the Motivational Institute, where passion and purpose will always find you. My name is Stacy Burrell, and today we are talking about learning the lesson. Learning the lesson. So this came into my mind over the last 24 hours based off of something that I have experienced, and I hope that this is helpful to you. So have you ever experienced something multiple times and wonder why you find yourself in the same situation over and over again? Yeah, I wonder that myself. And so I thought that we just talk about it briefly. And I'm just sharing some of my thoughts, with all of you regarding life and lessons. So if something is continuing to present itself to you, there's a reason why. Like there is no coincidence. It has purpose. And many times we're placed in these situations because God or the universe or source is really calling us to change and wanting us to step into that. So I want to talk a little bit about how do we navigate these things? How do we ensure that we are really learning the lessons that we need to learn when they approach us? So the first thing that is important is that we are aware of ourselves. So self-awareness is so key. And so if you're finding yourself being more aware of these things and you're seeing some of those patterns, and that's great. You already have that awareness. But you may need to kind of take a step back. And so by taking a step back, you get to see what role you play in this situation and what kind of that cause and effect is, because, nothing happens without movement, without action. And so just being aware of what happens right before, what are your thoughts that are going on in your mind before something presents itself to you? Like what happens before you find yourself in this situation, and just being aware of not just yourself, but the environment and the people around you. So self-awareness is key. Second point is think about your history. Think about how you've responded to things in the past. So one of the quotes that comes to mind is, and I hope I don't butcher this one, but if we're not aware or knowledgeable of our history, then we're destined to repeat it. And sometimes we're aware and knowledgeable of our history and we ignore it, right? We're not, and we'll talk about that's the final step here. But anyways, your history and your past. So think about in the past, when this situation presented itself, what did you do? How did you respond? What were your actions? What were your thoughts? What were your beliefs? So really think about that history, and that takes being aware. So those two things together. And then the final one here is, oh my gosh, I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay, I'll read it now. Prepare to be uncomfortable. Prepare to be uncomfortable. You will be challenged when it comes to this. But another quote, challenge sets the stage for change. And that's what we want. We want a change. We need a change so that we can get out of this cycle of experiences or what it is that we're repeating. So be prepared to be a little bit uncomfortable, because again, if you just respond to something in the same way that you always have, you're not going to get a different outcome. And if it's something that you do not want to see coming, or you don't want to find yourself in the situation again, we got to do something different. And that's not always easy. It's definitely not comfortable. And so one of the things you might want to think about is leaning into that discomfort and just prepare yourself to be uncomfortable, because your body is really designed to keep you safe. So, and it gets used to just the same ways that we operate and do things. So when we start to change, the body's like, oh no, what's going on? We're not doing the same thing that we normally do, like malfunction. So your body's going to respond and your brain's going to respond differently. But that's okay, because you're in control. You're in control, and you can't think past how you feel. So we got to get those feelings in check and put our body and our brain in check too, to say, I'm not going to respond to this the same way that I normally do. And yeah, it's going to feel a little off. It might feel a little strange, but it's worth it. Okay. So just to summarize, learn the lesson. We're going to do 3 things: become aware. Looking at my notes. Be knowledgeable about the history in the past and how you responded to things in the past. And then the third one is prepare to be uncomfortable, because that's what change is really all about. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Again, my name is Stacy Burrell, founder of TMI, the Motivational Institute. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.